I'm not seeing it.
About 30-second delay. There you go.
Shalom, and good morning. Baruch Hashua in the Hebrew language. My name is Mashahba. I'm a teacher here at the IS. I'm a teacher here with ISBHPK, and we happen to be located out of San Antonio. We're most definitely affiliated with and associate ourselves with all Israelite groups that are trying to teach and reach the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel and bring them back to the Most High Christ. We're located here today, again, in San Antonio, and we're going over some of the Sabbath prayers and ceremony today. I'm just waiting for it to come up online. I can't.
Yeah, I just got the alert. That's the HBK San Antonio.
I know, you know who it is. You know blow.
Does.
Girls. Girl can't do it on video. We're going to get started with Sabbath someone for today. Barak Yahweh, the Thundernawa. Barak Yahweh, Hawa, the Thundernawa. Barak Wow. Barak Yahweh, Bahashemi Hawashai, Hawa, the Thundernawa, Awar, Zayawan, the one Aman. What we said was thank you to Most High, who gives us the light for the Sabbath in peace. Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Bahashemi Hawashai, Hawa, the Thundernawa, Rayach, Nayachaha, the one Aman. What we said was, bless you, the Most High gives us the sweet incense. Thank you, amen. Imagine, Wapanihan, Yerushalayim. Please stand and face Jerusalem. You're going to repeat after me in the Hebrew, please. Barak Yahweh. Everybody. Barak Yahweh. Bahashemi Hawashai. Hawa. The Thundernawa. Hashabbat. Bashalam. The water. Aman. And we asked Most High, we said, bless you, Father, in the name of Christ, that gives to us the Sabbath in peace. Thank you. Amen. Now we're going to do the 121st Psalm in Hebrew. We'll do the Hebrew first, and then go to English. Please repeat after me. Yahweh. Bahasham. Yahushai. Shemai. The Nawa. Aita. Ainashah. Ahilimyah. Al. Hahoyim. Ma'ayah. Yabuwa'ah. Isaiah. Yabuwa'ah. Mad. Yahweh. Sha'asha. Shemayim. Wa'aratazah. La'ah. Yanathan. Namawat. Regalia. Yala'ah. Nawam. Shashwamar. Yashra'ala. Yahweh. Shemariah. Yahweh. Tizaliah. Ayel. Yanyah. Yad. Hashamash. Yala'ah. Hakayah. Bayawam. Wala'ah. Halabanah. Valayala. Yahweh. Yashmariah. Makol. Rai. Yashamar. Napasha. Yahweh. Yashamar. Hawalakia. Wabu'aya. Ba'ithan. Wa'ai. Ivalom. Aman. What we said was, I will lift up my eyes to the Psalm. This is Psalm chapter 121. I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer my foot to be moved. He that keepeth me will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy spirit. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Amen. Now we do what's called the Israelite Creed. Right now we do what's called the Israelite Creed. All right, the Israelite Creed. Please repeat after me in the Hebrew. Shema Yasha'Allah. Yahweh Eloheinu. Yahweh Echad. Shema Yasha'Allah. Yahweh Eloheinu. Yahweh Echad. Shema Yasha'Allah. Yahweh Eloheinu. Yahweh Echad. Amen. All right, somebody please read Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
All right, and that's what we just said. That was the Hebrew that we just said. All right, that was the Hebrew that we just said right there. Now we do the Lord's Prayer. All right, now we do the Lord's Prayer. Please repeat after me in Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Shemai, Benawa, Aita, Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Watazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Haya, Washamayim, Nathanawa, Lacham, Ko, Yawam, Wasalach, Nawa, Kabawah, Nawa, Kasalach, Nawa, Kabawah, Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabianawa, Walasayawan, Abo, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Habalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapa'ara, La'ayalamin, Aman. Somebody please read Matthew chapter 6, verse 9.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Fine, cool. Now we do the Ten Commandments. Do the Hebrew first and come back and do it in English. Please repeat the Hebrew. La'ah, Yahaya, Lako, Laka, Alahayim, Ahoyim, Ayel, Panya, La'ah, Ta'esha, Laka, Pasol, Wala'ah, Ta'ibadam, La'ah, Talakwach'ah, Sham, Yahweh, Bashua, Zakar, Hayawam, Hashabath, Lakodashwa, Kabad, Abaka, Wa Amaka, La'ah, Taratazach, La'ah, Tana'ap, La'ah, Taganab, La'ah, Ta'aha, Shakwar, La'ah, Tachamad, Ko,
Ko,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Lara'ika.
La'ika.
All right, and then we're going to read Exodus chapter 20.
Entrance.
Exodus chapter 20.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But on the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
All right, cool. With that, get shot. Take seats. All right, slow everyone once again. You know what? Let's back camera up just a little bit. I can't. I wish I could see. I wish they could come up. It's not coming out. But just back up just a little bit. All right, today's scripture Torah reading that we're going to read from. Today we're going to be in Numbers chapter 22. We're talking verse, and we're going to start at verse 2. We're going to be in Numbers chapter 22. We're going to start at verse 2, and we're going to read through Numbers chapter 25, verse 9. Then we're going to read Micah chapter 5. We're going to start at verse 6, and read through Micah chapter 6 and verse 8. And then we're going to be in Numbers chapter 11. Romans chapter 11. Romans chapter 11, verses 25 through 32. And then, time permitting, we're also going to try to get into the, pull it up again, the Josephus. And today Josephus reading, if we get to it, it will be Josephus Antiquities of the Jews, book 4, chapter 6. All right, we'll be Antiquities of the Jews, book 4, chapter 6. And because I'm going to be traveling to Dallas today to congregate with the brothers and sisters out there and have a class with them, we might not be able to get to the Josephus today. But for those who don't know what the Josephus is, Josephus was a historian. And when Israel fell in 70 AD, he was a priest, a warrior priest. And when they were captured, the Caesar at the time, I forget what his name is exactly now, but he commissioned Josephus to write down the history of the Jews because he was unfamiliar with our history. So Josephus, being a historian, being a priest, he gives a detailed history of our people, starting from Genesis and come all the way up to the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD. And he gives, when you read along with the Bible, the Bible's always first, but when you read this history book along with the Bible, it gives you a little bit more depth and insight, a little bit more meat to what was going on at the time, to the mindset of the people. So he was commissioned to do that. So if you don't have a Josephus, you can get one online. They have free copies online where you can read along online. Just put in Josephus online and it'll come up. And when we get to it's some great, excellent reading. The history is it really fills in a lot of gaps. It really fills in a lot of gaps and kills it fills in a lot of gaps. I'm going to save myself with that. All right, cool. So we're going to Numbers. As I'm waiting for my modern technology to catch up. Chapter 22. And we're going to be starting at verse 2. I got some time. For the Sabbath classes, the reading comes more good. Numbers chapter 22, starting at verse 2. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw that all Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people, because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. Now remember, within the history that we're reading about, this is us coming out of Egypt and we're in the Promised Land. And we're actually going through the wilderness right now. Verse 4. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers, therefore, unto Balaam, the son of Beor, of Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Now remember, from a couple of Sabbath classes previous, we know from the scriptures there was about, well, the scriptures tell you it was 600,000 footmen that actually came out of Egypt. The footmen being the army. And we know that the age of the men was from 20 to 50. So from the age of 20 up to the age of 50, we know there were 600,000 men, 600,000 soldiers just in the army. But that wasn't including anybody over the age of 50. It wasn't including women. It wasn't including anybody under the age of 20. And if you remember from the Sabbath class we went over, it was estimated that there was about 2.4 million people, Israelites, that walked out of Egypt. That was roughly the size of San Antonio and some of the surrounding areas. That Moses laid out, it wasn't just the 600,000 footmen. It was 2.4 million people that were led out of Egypt, not including the strangers, not including our indentured servants, if you will, but approximately 2.4 million people came out of Egypt. All right, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So the kings of Moab and kings of Midian, they're worried about the Israelites. Well, we've already had some victories. By this time, we've already Jericho had already fell, and a couple other places had already fell. So they'll be conquered. So the kings of the nations, they were worried. Like, man, what are we gonna do about these Israelites that are coming up out of Egypt? They're taking everything. All right. So verse 6. So he says, "Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I want that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed." Verse 7. "And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam, and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And the Most High came unto Balaam, and said, What men are these with you? And Balaam said unto the Most High, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them, peradventure, I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And the Most High said unto Balaam, Thou shalt not go with them, thou shalt not curse this people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning, and said unto the princes of Balak, Get you to your land, for the Lord refuses to give me leave to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak, and said, Balaam refuses to come with thee. And Balak sent yet again princes, more and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, Thus said Balak, the son of Zippor, Let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. For I will promote thee into very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak will give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord, my God, to do less or more. Now therefore, I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more. And the Most High said unto Balaam at night, and said unto him, If the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, thou shalt do. And Balaam rose up in the morning, and saddled his ass, and went with the princes of Moab. And the Most High's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Lord stood in the way of the adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way, and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass, to turn her unto the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in a path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side, and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself unto the wall, and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of the Lord went further, and stood in a narrow place, where there was no way to turn, neither to the right hand nor to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam. And Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and said unto Balaam, What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in my hand, for now would I kill thee. And the ass said unto Balaam, Am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was 9 unto this day? Was I ever once to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me, and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee, and saved her alive. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the uttermost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, Did not I earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? Am I not able to indeed promote thee to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that the Most High putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kirjath Huzoth. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and said to Balaam and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that there he might see the uttermost part of the people. Any questions so far over what we read so far?
I do kind of got one on verse 19 and 20. Balaam told him to stay there and tarry with them that night. Tarry means to stay, correct?
Right.
All right. That I may know what the Lord will say unto me more. And the Most High came up and said, at night, say and said unto him, If the men will call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, thou do. So in the morning, and Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. And then 22 is God's anger was kindled because he went. So is it because they didn't come to him, even though they stayed, he just went over on his own to them and left with them?
Right. It says that the anger of the Lord was kindled because he went. And it's not necessarily, how do I put this in perspective? As a father, as a parent, I'm going to take it here. Your child might come and ask for something. You tell the child no. Let it go. But then they come back and keep going. First off, the child asks you for something. You say no. And it's something bad. Yeah, somebody says, no, I didn't give you that. No, that's not going to happen. And you expect that's going to be the end of it. But then the child keeps coming back, pressing the issue. And you ask, and the child keeps coming back trying to press the issue. Didn't I say no? So then, as a parent, how many times you be in a situation where you actually come back and think about, hold up, yeah, I told you no once, and you still keep coming back and asking for this? And the anger gets like, hold up. what are you trying to do? Didn't you hear me the first time? So when the Most High anger get rose up, it wasn't necessarily angry at Balaam as much as angry at Balak. Y'all keep asking. I already said no. Israel's blessed. And y'all gonna keep asking? Now, the reason I'm also, I can see this angle is because if the Most High really wanted Balaam dead, did he have to have the donkey see the angel?
Hmm.
No, we know from, what's that, Job? It says the Most High speaks once, yet twice. In Proverbs it says, there's a way that seems right to a man, but in there are the ways of death. Now, for the Most High to have this happen to Balaam, the donkey and Balaam, he had it 3 times. And then when Balaam saw what the cause was, that the angel wanted to smite him or wanted to kill him, but he was spared. We see where the fear rose up in him, brings where he just dropped flat on his face. And the message the Most High gave him at the time was what? Make sure you only say what I tell you. That's all you say. Don't add to it. Don't take away. Like just put an emphasis on do not add or take away from anything I'm telling you to do. Don't try and appease them. Don't try and do it. You do exactly what I say do. You understand? Because it was. I can say it like this. I'm really trying to give some perspective. How many times as a parent, you tell your kids to do something, they don't listen, but you got to get the belt. It's not that you're going to strike them, but just the fact that you got this belt around your neck, you got it out and open now. What's that supposed to be a reminder of?
You're gonna pass.
I'm saying again, Albert?
I said you're gonna whip.
Right, that you gave them instructions, and to make sure that your instructions are followed completely, you have to bring the belt out. You might put it on your neck, you might put it hanging on the wall, but you put it in open view where they can see. Look, if you don't do exactly what I said do, this is the consequence. That's something that we've done as parents, right? That we've experienced. That I can pull the belt out. That don't mean I'm spanking you. That don't mean I'm gonna hit you. That don't mean that you got hit. It's just I got this as a reminder that what? Make sure you pay attention and follow my directions to the T. If you don't, this is what I have waiting for you. So even with in relation to Balaam, make sure you do exactly what I said do the way I said do it. And this is a reminder that there's death angels, or God's belt is here. And if it's not gonna be done my way, you understand this is what's gonna happen. All right, so it wasn't necessarily that his anger was necessarily at Balaam. Because a lot of times we will read that. As much as his anger was just.
Because that's what it looked like. The way it reads is like, hey, he's angry because he went to them and continued on.
Right, and a lot of people would use that scenario and be like, well, you can't win. So why am I getting in trouble for doing what God wanted? Did God kill Balaam?
No.
What happened? He let the donkey see what was going down, and did what? The donkey avoided it, was able to get away from him. So yeah, it hurt his foot, hurt his leg, disobeyed him. But all that was to do what? So to be revealed, this donkey's trying to save your life, because if you don't do it the way I want it done, you're gonna die. Again, it's like putting that belt out in the open. Make sure you tell them exactly what I say. Don't do it anything else. And then, as you know, reading the story, what I love about reading this history. How many gifts did they send Balaam? That's one thing I don't know that we look at it or notice. How many gifts did he send? To where first he sent the first princes. These are princes that he sent. What kind of wealth and gifts did they bring? And Balaam was like, no, I can't do it. They go back to the king. The king sends even more elaborate gifts. I just say, every man got a cost, every man got a price. What was given that really got Balaam? Okay, you know what? Let me go ask the Most High if this is cool. You know they had to give him, Lord knows what, to be able to make it seem enticing. For the angel of the Lord to tell him, and what verse was that?
20.
Verse 32. Read that.
Numbers chapter 22, verse 32. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times?
Slow question. Go ahead.
Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me.
Right. So how much was he being swayed by the gifts? How much was he being swayed, and what kind of gifts were they given that it had his heart persuaded that he might not do what the Most High said? So here's this reminder: make sure you do exactly what the Most High tells you to do. If not, this is what's waiting for you. The gifts they showered him with must have been something. They were trying to save their cities. They understood that the Israelites were coming to destroy. So what would you give to save your city, your empire, your kingdom? To entice this man, bless us but curse Israel. Bless us but curse this people. They really got inside of Balaam's head. You understand?
Yeah.
So it was like, cool. Make sure here's this reminder.
It was probably given gold above all the regular gold. I forgot what it's called. It starts with the O.
Oh, fear.
Yeah, it was probably given something like that.
It had to be something serious because remember when Balaam answered them when they first came to him, it was remember he said, "Will you give me a house full of gold and silver?" Right, verse 17 and 18. Verse 16, I'm sorry, verse 16. And they came to Balaam and said to him, Thus saith Balak, the son of Zippor, Let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. For I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord to do less or more. So with that, for them to take that message back to the king, then how much more gold did he send? How much more silver did he send? How much more fabric, jewels, livestock? How much more was sent to entice this man to come and do this? For the angel of the Lord to say later on, I see your way is perverse. You let this get to you. Make sure you say exactly what the Most High said. Don't add to it, don't take away.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
As opposed to, like I said, does it really make sense that now God told me to do this, but now God is going to be mad because I'm doing what he told me to do? And at the same time, the Most High, he says, the Most High knows the hearts of people, right? That people can do things, but where's their heart at? Did you do it willingly? Were you doing this because you want to please the Most High? Or are you doing it grudgingly? I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm doing it, but I'm doing the bare minimum. I'm putting in as the least amount of any effort I possibly can. Like almost in spite, almost in just with a straight attitude. The most I recognize that stuff also. Remember he said he tries the hard, he tries to raise a person. I know yeah, you're doing it. So technically I can't say you're not doing it. But what spirit are you doing it in? What attitude are you doing it with? If you're doing it with an attitude, you expect me to accept it? You expect the Most High to let's go to Genesis 4. Let's keep it simple. Let's go to Genesis chapter 4.
Genesis chapter 4,
Start verse 1.
verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Verse 2. And she again bare his brother Abel.
Yep.
Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground and offering unto the Lord.
Right, so it says in the process of time that Cain brought a sacrifice. He brought an offering. Go ahead.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Can we look at the word respect? Holding Genesis chapter 4, we'll come right back to it. I just want you to know respect.
A feeling of admiring someone or something that is good, valuable, important, etc.
Okay, insert that into the scripture. Go ahead, Spot.
And the Lord had a feeling of admiring someone or something good about Abel's offering, I guess. I don't know how to insert it, sorry. There's another one that says a particular way of thinking about or looking at something.
What else?
So
A feeling of understanding that someone or something is important, serious, and should be treated in an appropriate way.
Here's one. To view or consider with some degree of reverence. To esteem as possessed of real worth.
Higher special regard.
Okay, that's a good one. What is it?
High or special regard.
So the Most High had high or special regard to Abel's offering. The Most High saw that Abel's offering was special. The Most High saw that Abel's offering was, he put a lot of spirit into it, put a lot of heart, put a lot of thought into it. Read Colossians 3:25 real quick. I believe that's it. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're going back to Genesis chapter 4.
Yeah, let's go back to Genesis chapter 4.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect.
He had respect, or he had what?
Great admiration.
He had great admiration. What else?
High or special regard.
He had a high, special regard for the sacrifice, for the offering that Abel brought. It meant something to him. It was special. Read on.
Unto Abel and to his offering,
Right?
but unto Cain and to his years.
To his offering. In verse 5.
Oh, offering, he had no respect.
Right? But unto Cain and to his offering, he had what?
No respect.
No respect, meaning what? It wasn't special.
No high regard.
It wasn't regarded highly like it meant something. It wasn't valuable. It didn't mean anything.
He didn't give him any esteem.
He didn't give him any esteem. Like, why am I supposed to accept this? I'm supposed to look at this like it means something. It might mean something to you, but it don't mean anything to me. What is this? Read on.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Right. So it says that because the Most High didn't respect or esteem or find his offering to be admirable, to find his offering to be something valuable, Cain was very what? Angry. Mad.
His facial expression showed it.
I'm sorry?
His facial expression showed it.
His facial expression showed it. What's the definition for wrath? We have that?
Wrath.
Yeah, wrath.
Intensely angry.
Ooh, so it says, but unto Cain and to his offering, he had not respect. And Cain was what?
Intensely angry.
And Cain was intensely angry. Wrathful.
Highly,
Go ahead.
highly incensed.
Go ahead.
That's all I have.
You have anything else?
Very angry.
Both sides in the back. It says what?
Very angry. Much exasperated.
Those are two long words. What else?
Let's
We got it. He was very angry.
That's it.
All right. Who was very angry?
Cain.
Cain was very angry. Why? Because his offering, his sacrifice, what he brought, the Most High didn't find it valuable. The Most High didn't find it important. But why? Give me Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Chapter 28.
28.
I'm gonna get the verse right now, so give me 1 second. Let's start verse 45. Deuteronomy chapter 28, we'll start verse 45.
Deuteronomy chapter 28,
in verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
So we understand that people get cursed, punished, evil happens to them. Why?
Because thou not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
For one, because they will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord their God. They only listen to the voice in their own head. They only listen to the voice in their own mind. They're not following the Most High at all. Read on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Go ahead.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
So what's another reason why these curses or these bad things happen to people?
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
I'm doing this, but I'm not doing it with joy. Can we get a definition for joyfulness?
Happy?
That's a good one.
Feeling, causing, or showing great happiness.
Oh, so to serve the Most High, I don't have a feeling of what?
Feeling, causing, or showing great happiness.
To have to do things the Most High's way, I don't show great feelings of joy. Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to put it in words.
Feeling, causing, or showing great happiness.
I don't show happiness. This ain't the cause of my happiness. Like in Kane's case, I'm pissed off and upset. I'm angry that the way I want to do it is not accepted. And the Most High, he looks at that. The Most High considers that. Are you serving the Most High the way he wants to be served with joyfulness? Does it make you happy to make the Most High happy? Or does that really irritate you? Does it really rub you the wrong way to give the Most High what he wants the way he wants it? A lot of us as parents, you can tell your child to do something, and the child's got an attitude when they do it. Like if you tell the child to put the dishes up, right, out of the dishwasher. If the child slams the dishwasher door open, are you going to be merciful and forgiving? Are you going to be quiet and just understand? They're just going through.
Right. Might get beat down.
Yeah. Or they put the silverware in the silverware container, but it's like they're playing baseball. Like they try to start as a pitcher for the New York Yankees. It's from here. Bow, bow, just throwing it in there. Now, as a parent, what do you know that means?
Somebody having an attitude problem. They need an attitude adjustment.
They needed that's the John Cena, right? An attitude adjustment. And most likely the attitude adjustment is gonna come with what? Tears. There's gonna be some type of pain involved. You're doing it with an attitude. You're doing it, and always you're acting this way is to let me know you're pissed. Let me know you're angry. Let me know that you're not feeling this. But like the scripture says, well, as we're going through this, for the Most High to have this angel about to kill Balaam, or not even about to kill, because the Most High would have been dead, he would have been dead. But to have that, if you were like that belt out, like, look, get your head right. Make sure you're going to this the way you're supposed to go into this. Because if not, there's an angel that all around you that you never see that's ready to take you up, knock you out. How many times do we do you catch a child doing something red-handed and you sneak up on them? They just they are in. They're into that behavior completely, and you sneak them and catch them. That shock and that horror in that child's face tells you what?
Oh, they know it.
They've been known they was messed up. They've been known. You knew it and had to catch it. Caught you red-handed. You weren't sorry about it. You was happy. You was elated. You was just writing all over the wall. Just enjoy. You was enjoying yourself. I caught you red-handed. You crying now only because you got caught. You're not crying because you know it was wrong. You're crying out because you know you got caught and you got consequences coming. And again, I'm not trying to get off the subject that's full of scripture. The Most High be checking out how we do things. If I do it, if I'm serving Him the way He wants me to serve Him, but I'm not joyful about it, this is one of the reasons why the curses come. This is one of the reasons why the punishments come. This is one of the reasons why the evil comes. Because the Most High, as much as if I'm a parent, I can see it in kids. Is the Most High not our Father? So do we really think He don't see us? So we're that much more spiritual, right? So we're more spiritual than God. I can look at my children and see their intentions and know what's in their mind just by looking at their actions. So the Most High can't do the same thing with us. And see what type of attitude and what type of way we give our offerings and what type of way we give our sacrifices and how He wants it done. Let's go back and read finish Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 47.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
So he says, because we serve not the Lord our God with what?
With gladness.
With joyfulness?
Joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
And when it says gladness of heart, what does that mean? I'm really not happy in my mind. So I'm going to do what I'm doing very half-assedly. I'm going to be very half-assed with it. And we think one thing, but the Most High is looking at it another way. Go ahead.
For the abundance of all things. Therefore,
it says that we because we don't serve the Most High with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. A lot of times we're complaining about what we don't have, but don't rejoice about the things we do have. We ain't happy about the things that the Most High has blessed me with. It's always just a look of the glass always half empty. Well, I ain't got this, I don't have that, you ain't did this ain't going on, that ain't going on. And we keep that in our minds. And the Most High be looking at that. Now, I done blessed you with all this other stuff. Just like, we read about our forefathers sitting in Egypt. I gave you all this, and y'all still ain't happy. When y'all was in Egypt, what was you going through? Do you remember? Maybe y'all remember, but when y'all were in Egypt, the scripture says the Egyptians made you to howl. How hard is that ass whooping that you howling? If I'm putting it in that parent child perspective. How many of us can hear a child? There might be someone in the back playing, and you hear something, and that child lets up that scream. As a parent, what do? Do you not drop everything? Because you hear the intensity of this scream, the intensity of this howl. You hear the pain. And you drop everything and you go to attend to see what's going on. We do that as fleshly parents. The Most High saw the same thing. I heard y'all howling. I heard y'all crying. I came for y'all. Now I came to get y'all. I took you out of that bad situation. And all y'all can now talk about is now what you don't have? You upset your mind about what you don't have? Hello? I took you out of this and got you here, and now you really? So go back now to Numbers. We're in Numbers chapter 22. Yeah, we just finished Numbers chapter 22, and now we're going to read Numbers chapter 23. But let's do this. You just came up, and I got another teacher here. Come on, you guys slow down.
Tazapah.
Tazapah Arya.
Come.
Tazapah Arya. Shabbataya. Rabban. Ban Yashab.
Tazapah. Oriah. Shabbat
Shabbatashah. Rabban.
Rahaban. Ban Yashal.
Tazapah Arya. Shabbatashah. Rabban. Ban Yashab.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Rakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yishbakatah. Come on up. What is that one name? We're going to start chapter 23.
Amatzah, Shabbat Shah,
Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ban Yahweh, Da.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Madazah. You even say your tribe. They changed it. Okay. It's Madazah, tribe of Judah, son of Israel.
Okay.
So that would be Madazah, Shabbat Shah, Yahweh, Ban Yashal.
Ban Yashal, okay. Amatzah, Yahweh, Shabbat Shah, Ban Yashal,
Shabbat Shah,
Yahweh,
Ban Yashal.
Ban Yashal.
Madazah, Shabbat Shah, Yahweh, Ban Yashal.
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Hold on. Now we got to be priests. I don't know if y'all got the text, but today's Sabbath reading. We're in Numbers chapter 22, starting verse 2, and we're going to read through Numbers chapter 25. And verse 9. That's the first part of the reading. Right? The first part of the reading. So right now, we just read Numbers chapter 22, 2 through the end. Now we're going in Numbers chapter 23. So I'm happy to read Numbers chapter 23. I'm going to come back to Numbers chapter 24. We'll do it like that.
Come. Numbers chapter 23 and verse 1. And Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord will come to meet me, and whatsoever he sheweth me, I will tell thee. And he went to a high place. And God met Balaam, and said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And the Lord put And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, Return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princesses of Moab. And he took up his parable, and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come, curse me Jacob, and come, defy Israel. How shall I curse whom God had not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Lord had not defiled or defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. And Balak said unto Balaam, What hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. And he answered and said, Must I not take heed to speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth? And Balak said unto him, Come, I pray thee, with me unto another place, from whence thou mayest see them. Thou shalt see but the uttermost parts of them, and shalt not see them at all. And curse me them from thence. And he brought him into the field of Zophim, and Zappim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. And he said unto Balak, Stand here by thy burnt offering, while I meet the Lord yonder. And the Lord met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, Go again unto Balak, and say thus. And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the princesses of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, What had the Lord spoken? And he took up his parable, and said, Rise up, Balak, and hear, and hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Had he said, and shall he not do it? Or had he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he had blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He had not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither had he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. God brought them out of Egypt. He had as it were the strength of a unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divinations against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, What hath God wrought? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey, and drink the blood of the slain. And Balak said unto Balaam, Neither curse thee at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered and spake unto Balak, Told not I thee, saying, All the Lord speaketh, that I must do. And Balak said unto Balaam, Come, I pray thee, I will bring thee unto another place. Peradventure it will please God that thou mayest curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor, that looketh toward Jeshimon. And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar.
Yes, any questions?
Any questions?
Okay, I'm looking at this mindset, but real quick, Everybody go back to Numbers chapter 23 and verse 23. Somebody read it for me. Numbers chapter 23 and verse 23. And I want y'all to please highlight this verse. If you haven't already. Numbers chapter 23 and verse 23.
Numbers chapter 23 and verse 23.
Actually, start at verse 21.
Verse 21. He had not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither had he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the shout of a king is among them.
Right. So remember, this was Balaam explaining to Balak, I can't curse them. It's not going to happen. He said, because the Most High, in verse 21, had not beheld iniquity in Jacob. Y'all know in my classes, what's the main synonym I use for iniquity? So we know the main synonym I use for iniquity is opinion. So let's insert opinion into the scripture right here.
Numbers chapter 23 and verse 21. He had not beheld opinion in Jacob.
Jacob doesn't have what?
An opinion.
An opinion. We got to check this out. He had not beheld iniquity or opinions in Jacob. Read.
Neither had he seen perverseness in Israel.
Can we look at the word perverse? Can somebody please give some good definitions for perverse? Remember, the easier the definition, the better.
Wrong or different in a way that others feel is strange or offensive.
I can use that, but anything else?
Turned away from what is right or good.
Okay, so he's not seeing that Israel has been what? Turned away from that which is right or good. What will make a person turn away from what is right or good? Their opinion. What else? And because of that, there's what? I don't have a joy in doing what I'm doing. I don't have a happiness that I got to do it this way. I've got something stuck in my head. If the Most High sees that we have no opinions and we have not been turned away from that which is right or good, but right or good in whose eyes? In the Most High's eyes. If you stop a child from playing Xbox, they're going to put the dishes up. You as a parent, when that child to stop playing Xbox, put the dishes up, what do you think is right or good?
Put dishes up right now.
That, you know what, the dishes need to be put up. And as a parent, because you are being prudent, meaning you looking ahead, if the dishes ain't put up, then when it's time to eat, this is what happens. And then when it's time to clean the dishes, there's nowhere to put them. And I don't want dishes stacked in the sink after dinner. So look, go ahead and go put these dishes up. That way when dinner's cooked, everything's done, they can be rinsed off, washed off, and be put up so there's not a stack of dishes in the sink, right? So you having this type of insight, you tell the child, get up off the Xbox, and it's not even a threat at first. Adar, what you doing? Go put the dishes up. But now Adar, because Adar wants to keep playing his game. Adar is getting a high score ever. So Adar is thinking, what now? This some BS? This some bush? You don't understand?
Not right now.
Yeah. She might get that on his mind.
Wait.
When it's convenient for me is when I'll do it. Can't you see I'm busy right now? Everybody look at Adar. Adar, stand up. Stand up. He might weigh 70 pounds. Even I'll try to be generous. 60 pounds? Soaking wet? I'm just saying. He gets in his mind that to do this is off or wrong. According to what we're just reading right now, what is he being? He's being perverse. He's being perverse. He's got an opinion, and his opinion has got him perverse from what really is right and good. Coming back to the scripture now.
Numbers chapter 23 and verse 21. He had not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither had he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him.
When is the Most High going to be with you?
When you don't have an opinion and you're not acting perversely.
Read.
And the shout of a king is among them.
The shout of a king. What is a king? A leader, right? There's a leader amongst them. They're following. At this time, physically, who were they following? Who was Israel following? Moses. They followed the Most High, but followed through who? Through Moses and Aaron. Cool. They did nothing wrong. And because of this, there's no iniquity, there's no perverseness, and there's a king amongst them. The Most High is with them, and they're following the leader. They're following the king. Read.
God brought them out of Egypt. He had, as it were, the strength of an unicorn.
And we don't, a unicorn ain't talking about the cartoons and rainbows and stuff. A unicorn is usually talking about a rhinoceros. It's got that strong ass horn. And how strong are rhinoceroses? They're killers. They're killers. So it says they got that type of strength. Reading on.
Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob.
There is what?
No enchantment against Jacob.
Can we read? What's the definition for enchantment?
Irresistible influence, overpowering influence of delight.
An overpowering influence on what I get to. Shalom, y'all. There is no overpowering influence against Jacob. You can't overthrow. If Jacob, when we are doing things right by the Most High, then what? There is no overpowering influence. Nobody can come in and influence anything, regardless of how they feel, regardless of what they think. It don't matter if it's a boss, the president, the Rothschilds. It don't matter. If we're doing things right by the Most High, there is no enchantment against Jacob. Can't no one harm you. Can't nobody bring evil on you. Can't nobody, they can wish and think, when we go through our high holy days, during the time of Esther, where we get the celebration of Purim, what was his name? Haggai? Haman. Didn't he have plans against the Jews? Didn't he have plans against Mordecai? Did he, to the point where he had gallows, that's where you hang somebody, built in his courtyard. He just knew that Mordecai is going to be dead. He had meticulous strategic planning and setting that up. But by the end of the day, who actually hung?
He did. And his family.
Him and his sons. It didn't matter what he thought. At what position he was, what, practically third in command of India? Third in command. The only one above him was the king and by the being Mordecai. That was it. He was that high in the chain of command. But what happened? As long as Mordecai was cool and the Jews were straight, it don't matter what they think or what they do or what they set up. If you was right with the Most High, nothing that they think, well, I thought they was thinking like this. So, I saw them trying to set this up. Who cares? If you're doing right by the Most High, it don't matter what they think, what they do. If you're right by the Most High, you won't be touched. The problem with Israel is we still have too much iniquity. We still have too much perverseness. So guess what? their thoughts and their plans do work. Why? Because the Most High will turn his face from it. Most High is like the scripture says, the Most High has not hid his face from you. He don't care what you go through now. Because you stuck on your way. You stuck in your opinion. You ain't trying to be led. You're going, and then as far as the joyfulness, the gladness of heart, ain't none of that there. You wrathful. What was that? You're full of wrath. You're very angry. You're inflamed. That you got to do it this way, the way the Most High wants it done. Now, the Most High is going to let these forces, the thoughts of these people, the thoughts of whoever else, he's going to let them go ahead and whatever they're thinking about doing, he's going to let them do it. But why? Because where our mind's at. Because where our head is at. But if we're straight with the Most High, he says there is what? In verse 23?
There is no enchantment.
There is no enchantment. Read.
Against Jacob.
Go ahead.
Neither is there any divinations against Israel.
I don't care what they divine, what they think about, what they imagine they want to do to you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Even though they have set up the most meticulous of plans. It's not going to come to pass if you stay good with the Most High. Read.
According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath God wrought?
Look what the Most High put together. All we have to do is please him. There is nothing that can go wrong. Let me please him. Let me do it the way he wants it done. With joy, with gladness, with the fruit of the Spirit. And there is no bad things going to happen to me. No matter what their plans are. You know, I use this all the time. It's kind of foolish, but I use it all the time. We can be riding dirty. Get pulled over by the cops. You know damn well the way. If you please the Most High, what's going to happen? They're going to let you drive right, clean, smooth way.
I like how you trying to make that hypothetical.
What do you mean?
We've been stopped several times.
Oh. Right. It's not just.
And people in the car had warrants.
Yeah.
And we got away each time.
Each time. That when we please the Most High, there's nothing to worry about. The problem is, are we pleasing the Most High? Are we bringing the right offering? That's what I want to get to. All right. With that in mind, let Brother Mansa take us into Numbers chapter 20.
Just turn it on. Just turn it on.
I'm sorry?
Just turn it on. The other one.
We just do one mind. Give me the whole 24 chapter.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 1. And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not, as at other times, to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents, according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he hath said, which heard the words of God, which saw the vision of the Almighty, fallen into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the riverside, as the trees of lion aloes, which the Lord hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God brought him forth out of Egypt, he have as it were the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations his enemies, and shall break their bones, and pierce them through with his arrows. He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great tree, or as a great lion, he shall stir him up, or who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together. And Balak said unto him, or to Balaam, I called thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these three times. Therefore, now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said unto Balak, spake I not also to thy messengers, which thou sentest unto me, saying, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Lord, to do either good or bad of my own mind. But what the Lord said, that will I speak. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of God, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheph. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable and said, strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenite shall be wasted until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable and said, alas, who shall live when God doeth this? And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. What it's showing that even when King Balak saw that basically he sent out Balaam to curse Israel, and the only order that was broke was the fact that he blessed Israel instead, and that's what basically pissed this man off. Is the fact that, look, I sent you out to curse this nation; they're my enemies, but you instead blessed them. But what he wasn't looking at is wasn't understanding. He couldn't go against what the Most High already established.
Let's get in the same chapter, Numbers chapter 24, and read verse 2 for me. Yeah, read Numbers 24 and 2.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 2. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him.
In this verse right here? In this verse right here? Where is Israel at? verse 2. This ain't, I hope it's not that difficult.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 2. And Balaam lifted up his eyes and saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him.
Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel.
Right.
As the valleys are they spread forth, as the gardens by the river's side, as the trees of aloes, which the Lord hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters.
So what state is Israel in at this time? We're in our tents, but in what kind of state are we in?
Blessed.
Thank you. We're blessed. I do want to bring some emphasis to this, bring some light to this. While we are, Balaam, he goes to the top of this mountain and he looks and sees all the tents. Remember, we're talking about 2.4 million people in all these tents, right? In a virtual mobile city, if you will. And he's looking at us and he sees that we're what? He can see the state we're in, that we're blessed, that we're happy. Now, the whole time we're in our tents, blessed, happy, and protected by God, what are our enemies trying to get done?
They're trying to curse us.
They've been trying to curse us, kill us, destroy us. I want to bring light to this, that we be in some good situations, and then we realize that our enemies are plotting up against us every day. Our enemies have got things set up for us every single day. But where does the Most High, the most part, have us at? That where our enemies look at us, and our enemies say, what? Y'all are blessed. But at the crazy thing, we know later on in the story, Israel will be in a blessed condition, but we're in the tent, the door of our tents doing what? Complaining. It was ready to go back to Egypt. You brought us out here to die. Our enemies can look at us and see what? Man, y'all are blessed. Y'all taking on this city, taking on that city. Y'all got this, y'all got that. Man, y'all are doing good. But we be in our houses, what? I got nothing but complaints. I got nothing but why I'm upset, why I'm not happy, why this is wrong. But the whole time, even our enemies, not even our enemies, but people are looking at us and seeing what? Y'all are blessed. And there's people all around us ready to take us out. I just want to bring light to this, and that we really need to check ourselves. We really need to check ourselves. From us coming back from the stolen murder. Are we going through something like that? Are we actually going through something that extreme? Getting stopped and we've been in full garments, stopped by cops. You have a permit to carry a weapon, and you still get shot dead next to your wife and your daughter in the back seat? That first time we went to Dallas, right? How many of the highway patrolmen was fascinated? We're in camis with fringes. Like we dressed for straight war. One Edomite family, that when the car stopped at this Arby's, they got the website to Israel wear because they wanted to order some clothes. You get stopped for a broken tail light and you're dead. You're gone. I'm just trying to say, a lot of things that we complain and bitch about, are you really got it that bad? When we look at the nation, Baton Rouge, the sister LaShonda, right? When we get to the house, did they even have air conditioning? No, they didn't. Not one AC unit in the whole house. So it's not that they can come in, get the AC going, and can now enjoy the comforts of that house in that way. There's people that are really going through a lot of vicious stuff right now that would love to switch places with you. They would love to be in the position that you're in. But we still got complaints. I'm still not happy. Have y'all take a look at all at Venezuela? If you haven't, you might want to take a look at it. The people of Venezuela, the inflation, they say is over like 1,500% inflation. A loaf of bread, what they were saying, would cost like $200 American for a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread. The food lines and the violence, they're having such a what do you call it? When you leave one country goes to another. A migration. Coming out of Venezuela, going to Colombia, trying to find just food. Trying to find food. There's people that are going through a lot, that are going through some real bad things. That if you compare what they're going through to what we complain about, they would look at you and laugh. They would look at us and laugh. That's what you said about. Are you serious? We gotta really get a real true perspective on things. Right? Number 7:23. I'm sorry, 25. I'm being next reader. Number 7:25. I'm going to read 1 through 9. Right? Number 7:25 is 1 through 9. And Israel voted Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods. And the people did eat, and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people, and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that are joined unto Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through their belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. From there, let's go to Micah chapter 5. Yep. Micah chapter 5, verse 6.
Is it in the Old Testament?
Look at the table of contents, son. Yeah, it is in the Old Testament, yes. All right, so we'll read Micah chapter 5, verse 6 through 6 and 8. I'll let you read that. And then you can read Romans.
Micah chapter 5, verse 1. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops. He had laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Israel with a rod upon the cheek. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travaileth had brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel, and he shall stand and feed in the strength of the Lord, in the majesty of the Lord, in the majesty of the name of the Lord, his God, and they shall abide. For now shall he be great unto the ends of the earth, and this man shall be the peace. When the Assyrians shall come unto our land, and when he shall tread in our places, in our palaces, then shall we rise against him, 7 shepherds and 8 principal men, and they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword. Verse 6. And the land of Nimrod.
But you started at Micah 5 and 6?
Yes, sir. No, 5, I started at 1.
It's supposed to be Micah chapter 5, verse 6.
Oh, sorry.
You might get 6, verse 8.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Verse 6. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod in the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian, when he cometh into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that travaileth not for man, nor waited for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver. Thy hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversary, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thy hands. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee. So will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
And through 6 and 8.
Micah chapter 6 and verse 1. Hear ye now what the Lord has said. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, the Lord's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth. For the Lord hath a controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me.
Down. Go ahead.
For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him, from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord. Wherewith shall I come before the Lord, and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgressions, the fruit of my body for sin of my soul? He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. The Lord's voice.
Any questions or anything you want to bring up?
Actually, I was trying to get an understanding of what y'all just read. in verse 3 to verse 4. I was trying to understand that.
Yeah, you talking about in chapter 6 or chapter 5?
No, chapter 6.
Okay.
Where it says, "O my people, what have I done unto thee, and wherein have I wearied thee, testifying against me?" I'm like, huh?
The Most High was asking us to give an account. What did I do to y'all? What did I do wrong for y'all to be acting like this? It's like you say to your kid. Like I had to say to one of my kids, who I just recently had to put out, "What have I done to you? I mean, all I asked you to do is do your chores and go to school. You couldn't even do that. I mean, I gave you a roof over your head. I give you 3 square meals. I give you a cot. I give you a place to sleep. You got AC. You ain't got nothing to complain about. I ain't even tell you to get a job. I just told you to go to school and obey my rules, the rules of the house, and you couldn't do that." This is basically what the Most High is saying.
Okay.
He's like, "I've given y'all this, I've given y'all that, I brought y'all up out of Egypt, I killed people for y'all even. I provided every want you had, I provided for. I met your expectations, and even more so. What have I done to y'all to deserve to be treated like this?" It's no different than a man with his woman. What have I done to you for you to treat me like, you know I've been working all day, right?
You treat me so bad.
Thank you. Why you treat me so bad? I've been in the hot sun for 8 hours, 10 hours. I come home and I don't smell nothing cooking. You couldn't get a brother a microwave dinner or nothing? I pay the bills, don't I?
At least in your house. And it says in verse 4 and 5, "Brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam." Look, I brought you out of Egypt, bondage. I saved you, and I gave you leaders. What have I done wrong?
They like to left y'all hanging.
Right. I didn't leave you hanging. What is the Most High doing that he deserves this type of attitude or this type of level of sadness on our part? Balak, y'all don't know. Y'all had all these nations. They asked me to curse y'all. They came to me directly, asked me to put y'all away, to kill y'all. I said, no. What is it that I'm doing that y'all feel y'all can just be this way? Like I've done, like I have personally offended you. Again, I'm going back to Cain. You're mad and pissed off because what you offer ain't what I like. That's what you're mad at? I told you if you don't bring something to me, this is what I want. This is how I want it. Then you bring it the way you want to bring it, and now you're mad because I want to accept this half-ass effort you put into it. You put a half-ass effort into it, and I don't want that, man. You eat it. And now you mad? In verse chapter 6, right? He says, but I'm sorry, verse 6. You don't read it?
Micah chapter 6, verse 6. "Wherewith shall I come before the Lord, and bow myself before the high God?
So how am I supposed to appear before the Most High? Go ahead.
Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of the year olds?"
So I'll bring all these sacrifices. I'm sacrificing. And each and every one of us can give a list about how much I feel I'm sacrificing, about how much I feel I'm giving, how much I feel I'm doing, how humble I think I am. Each of us got that list. So the Most High asks the question, so do you think that that's really the sacrifice that I want? Read.
"Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil?"
First off, do you know how many olives it takes just to get an ounce of olive oil?
The work you got to put in.
You have to press those olives. They have to get pressed. to squeeze out what little oil they got. It's a lot of work. So how much work is it going to take to get 10,000s of rivers of oil? And how many of us I worked so hard. I bust my ass. It's because you're here. I work hard for the money. So hard. I work hard for the money, so you better treat me right. All right. I had to go back. I'm sorry. We got this type of attitude going on. And this one the most I like. So you're saying that you do this sacrifice, and you work like this, and you do this, and you think that that's what I want? Read.
Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression?
And I never see my kids. I never see my family. Because I'm doing this for the Most High, I don't never see my family. I don't never see my kids. All I do is work and bust my behind. Read.
The fruit of my body for the sin of my soul?
Yeah, I'm doing this 'cause I'm trying to wake up. I'm trying to show the Most High.
He's more important.
He's more important. So I'm sacrificing everything. But I got an attitude. Read.
He has showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly.
Be just. You be right. Look at how much has been done for you, and now for you to have to do with somebody else. Why are you tripping? Look what the Most High has saved you from. Why can't you help save somebody else now? Why is it such a burden? Why are you not being just? Read.
And to love mercy.
And the Most High, it requires us to do what?
Love mercy.
We went over this before. Everybody has those definitions. What's the definition for mercy? Anybody got it?
Kind or forgiving treatment of someone who could be treated harshly.
It says, what now? I'm sorry.
Kind or forgiving treatment
Most High requires that you love to be kind and give for forgiving treatment. Go ahead.
of someone who could be treated harshly.
Of someone who could be treated harshly. What else do you have?
Kindness or help given to people who are in a very bad or desperate situation.
We have some better definitions. Go ahead.
That's all I have.
Oh, I've got one. Compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm.
Read that again.
Compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm.
I've got the power to punish or harm you, but I choose rather to show compassion and forgiveness. I ain't gonna hold it against you. What he requires is that you love to do that. Anything else? I have a definition here. A disposition to be kind and forgiving towards offenders. A disposition to be kind and forgiving towards offenders. What's the most I require of us? That I love to be kind and forgiving towards someone who offended me. It gives us a better light on what's that? Matthew, is that Matthew 7? 21, many shall come to me in that day, saying, Lord, Lord?
20.
Was that Matthew 7 or Matthew 6?
I just found another one here.
What you got, son?
A blessing that is an act of divine favor or compassion.
That's good. Before what the Most High is requiring right now is I be forgiving towards somebody who offended me. It must be 7.
Yeah, that's it. 7:22.
Let's read that real quick.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 22. And many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works.
So are there going to be a lot of people giving a list of how much they've done for the Most High? How much from teaching, prophesying, healing people? I've done a lot. Read.
And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Because you're still doing it from your opinion. Where's the mercy? Where's the forgiveness? Where's the love for the mercy or the forgiveness? But yeah, you sacrificed. But didn't Cain sacrifice also? But why? How come the Most High did not admire his sacrifice? It really didn't come from the heart. To do it the way the Most High wants it done, I'm sad. I'm angry. I'm pissed off that I got. Why won't you accept this sacrifice? Why do I got to give this? Let's finish up Micah, chapter 6.
Micah.
I got to play. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Micah chapter 6, verse 8. He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what thou the Lord require, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God.
And to walk how?
Humbly with thy God.
We're going this way.
When he's saying walk humbly with thy God, Israel's biggest cancer throughout the history of the entire Bible is our pride. And we allow our pride to depart from the Most High, to put us in the situations or conditions that we've always been in. And all the Most High is requiring us to do right. That's why he said to do justly. Just be fair, because the word justice just simply means to be fair, to do right. To be fair, to love mercy, like the definition that was brought out, the disposition to be kind or forgiving to offenders. We offended Christ, like Paul talks about crucifying Christ afresh. And yet Christ's last words was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And that's all the Most High God is asking us to do. And then it says to walk humbly before thy God. Just put our pride to the side for the state of our nation. If we could just do those things.
Excellent put. Just like again as parents, what do you want for your kids? Don't you want your kids to get along? Does not inflame you. We get it. It'll work. Let's do it. Does not inflame you as a parent that we deal with children, particularly your children, that they just keep fighting and bickering, keep going back and forth over some of the silliest nonsense, he's looking at me. What? He's looking at you. That's why y'all fighting. He won't share. He won't do this. He won't do that. Are you this? If y'all learn how to get along, I'm with both y'all once. If y'all ain't gonna see that, what y'all arguing over is nothing. It's petty. That will be both of y'all. Then both of y'all gonna suffer because this is ridiculous. All right, what you had?
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 23. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men. Yeah, if you're doing something, do it because you're doing it for the Most High, and do it because it comes from the heart. You want to do it. You want to do some good. Don't do it just because you want to look like you're doing some good, or you trying to show off for somebody else. Do it because you really mean it, and because this is what the Most High wants us to do. To watch out for each other.
What that you had?
Heartily, to a great degree, especially with reverence to personal feelings. Wow. Reverence to personal feelings.
Question.
Repeat that, Colossians what now?
Colossians chapter 3 verse 23.
All right, cool. Monday is going to take us through Romans chapter 11. We're going to start verse 25 through 32. Romans chapter 11, verses 25 through 32.
Romans chapter 11, verse 25. For I would not, brethren, that ye be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes. But as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake. For the gifts and calling of God are without repentance. For as ye in times past have not believed God, yet have not obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also may obtain mercy. For God have concluded them for God have concluded them all in unbelief, that he might have mercy upon all. The one thing I want to bring out in those verses is, even with our unbelief and all the things that we have done against God, he still has the ability and capability of showing his mercy. And the biggest problem with us is no man or no woman alive could touch the offense in your lifetime, no matter how long we live, that we have offended God. Yet he has the ability still to show his mercy, and he's still showing mercy to those that don't even believe in him. And we can't even forgive those right next to us.
Excellent point. I was going to bring up something similar. The Most High has already shown us mercy. He's showing us an abundance of mercy. Well, first, he had Christ died for us, right? That was mercy. Then he let us come into the truth. That was mercy. Now, why is that mercy, or why should we really kind of look in on that? Before you came to the truth, there's sins that you know you did that only you know about, that you ain't still confessed to this day. There's dirt you know you've done that was very foul. And you ain't even trying to touch, go around, bring up, scratch, rub against. You and that to let that out, hell no. But in the midst of all that, what the Most High still do? He still brought you in. You were by no means perfect. Unless we're going to say perfect wickedness. Perfect at being sneaky. Perfect at obeying your thirst, obeying your lust, obeying your thoughts. But in the midst of that, he still brought you in. But now you come to the truth, and now all of a sudden you can judge others. Now you can look at them like they're off. You somehow feel you have the right to determine what is good, what is not, what is right, what is wrong. This is why the Most High says the problem he has with Israel is that there's no mercy. I just showed all y'all niggas mercy. Niggas wrong word. Just showed all y'all mercy. And now y'all can't show nobody else mercy? I gave you mercy. You know what you did before you came in this truth. You know what you've done in this truth. But now you're going to feel justified that you can do what you do, act the way you act, give the half-assed servitude that you give. And you think the Most High is down with it? That's why he says he has a real problem with Israel. The mercy he showed even to let us come in this truth. And you have an opinion about someone else? You have an opinion? I need the scripture says, who without the judge of another man's servant? Y'all remember that one? Romans chapter 14. Verse 3. So verse 1.
Romans chapter 14, verse 1. Him that is weak in the faith, receive ye.
If someone is weak in the faith, it says receive them. If they're weak in the faith, they're weak in these scriptures, receive them. Read.
But not to doubtful disputations.
This ain't gonna be there because you're doubting now, you're just arguing for the sake of arguing. Well, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. That ain't what the scripture says. If you're weak and you're ready to receive instruction, cool. But if you're gonna be weak but you're gonna argue for the sake of arguing, then no. No, this ain't no debate. We're not about to get into this. Now, if you're weak and you're humble and you want help, cool. But if you're going to just come just for the sake of arguing, then no. Read on now.
For one believeth that he may eat all things.
Right. We don't hear it's talking about as far as lawful meat. It ain't talking about eating everything. Here it's talking about lawful meat. One believes he can eat meat. Go ahead.
Another who is weak eateth herbs.
And somebody that is weak does what?
Eateth herbs.
If you're weak, you're physically weak, you should take supplements. You should eat herbs. Go ahead.
Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not.
Then it said, okay, cool. So if you eat meat, what are you not supposed to do with those that eat herbs?
Despise him.
If you're a vegetarian, what are you not supposed to do with those who choose to eat meat?
Despise him.
Read.
And let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth.
Don't judge him that eateth. Read.
For if God hath received him.
What the Most High did what?
Received him.
The Most High received him.
Read. Who art thou that judges another man's servant?
How are you judging Christ's servant?
Read. To his own master he standeth or falleth. Yeah, he shall be holding up, for God is able to make him stand.
You're the Most High dealing with him. You work on you. You work on you the things that you're being sure about yourself. Not just this madness we have going on in Israel today. This is what's got the Most High pissed off us in the first place. All right. So, any questions about those part of the reading? For those who have the Josephus, I do want to get to that quickly. We're going to Josephus, book 4. It's Antiquities of the Jews, book 4, chapter 6. Let me read this. My battery's there, so I'm not sure. Do we have any Josephus? Do we have Josephus? Please grab the mic in the library. Let's quickly grab. Oh, I might have one of your kids too. Yeah, it's so. No, the tabs, the black tabs on top, right there, push it out. You never had one for preachers?
Book 4?
Oh, we'll call ass one. Yeah, book 4, chapter 6, and we start at paragraph 6. Book 4, chapter 6, paragraph 6. If you have a phone or a tablet, you can go online, and they have Josephus online. Yeah, book 4, chapter 6, and paragraph 6. If you had the blue one, well, never mind. Yeah, that's book 4, right? No, that's not. You got that Josephus for a while, huh? 1998. Yeah. Yeah, book 4, chapter 6, and then we'll go to paragraph 6. All right, so hopefully you pulled it up online. And I do want to read this. I want to add this to the reading today. I want us to get a mindset again of what was going on within the camp of Israel during the time of Balak and Balaam. And so we can also understand what's happening with us today. All right. Scripture says the Most High requires that which is past. He says, ask thy fathers, and they shall show you. Prepare thyself to the search of thy fathers, meaning go search out your history. And then the world has came up with a nice little thing saying, if you don't know your history, you're about to repeat it. So it's time for us to get into our history. So I was reading. All right, who wants to read first? Go for it. start paragraph number 6.
All right, this is out of the book of Josephus, Antiquity of the Jews. This is book 4, chapter 6, and we're going to start at paragraph 6. Is, but Balak, being very angry that the Israelites were not cursed, sent away Balaam without thinking him worthy of any honor. Whereupon, when he was just upon his journey, in order to pass the Euphrates, he sent for Balak and for the princes of the Midianites, and spake thus to them: O Balak, and you Midianites that are here present, for I am obliged, even without the will of God, to gratify you. It is true, no entire destruction can seize upon the nation of the Hebrews, neither by war, nor by plague, nor by scarcity
Yeah, scarcity.
scarcity of the fruits of the earth, nor can any other unexpected accident be their entire ruin. For the providence of God is concerned to preserve them from such a misfortune, nor will it permit any such calamity to come upon them whereby they may all perish. But some small misfortunes, and those for a short time, whereby they may appear to be brought low, may still befall them. But after that, they will flourish again, to the terror of those that brought those mischiefs upon them.
I love that. Yeah, they mess up. They don't get asked for it, but you know what? They're coming back. And the ones who got them are going to get it. They understood this before we got into the promised land. Reading on.
So that if you have a mind to gain a victory over them for a short space of time, you will obtain it by following my directions. Do you therefore set out the handsomest of such of your daughters as are most eminent for beauty, and proper to force, and conquer the modesty of those that behold them. And these decked and trimmed to the highest degree you are able. Then do you send them to be near the Israelites' camps, and give them a charge that when the young men of the Hebrews desire their company, they allow it them. And when they see that they are enamored of them, let them take their leaves. And if they entreat them to stay, let them not give their consent till they have persuaded them to leave off their obedience to their own laws and the worship of that God who established them, and to worship the gods of the Midianites and Moabites. For by the means God will be angry at them. Accordingly, when Balaam had suggested this counsel to them, he went his way.
Is there any you will agree on that? There's all types of stick on that.
Well, what I love about that, that almost sums up the entire state of Israel in the Bible from beginning to end. Was it Romans chapter 9 verse Romans chapter 13 verse 9 and 10? Mm-hmm. Revelation chapter 13 verse 9 and 10, correct?
Yeah,
he that leads in captivity should surely go into captivity. The way I like how God puts this, he uses the nations to punish us, but those very nations that punished us, when we get right, we gonna kick their ass. we gonna get back. It ain't gonna be we just gonna be taken out of these conditions. We're not, we're just gonna be away from them and no longer gonna be under captivity from them. It's payback for them. It's like a double jeopardy for these cats. Yeah, I don't like you. I hate you. I'm gonna still use you to punish my people, but after that, I'm gonna use my people to whoop your ass.
God. One thing that stood out to me in this reading here is how if you want Israel to fall, get them dime pieces. Get the most beautiful women of the nations and set them. It said don't even have them go to the camp. Just set them kind of near the camp and let these niggas' curiosity creep over there. I'm cussing. Let their curiosity take them over there, and then let them be so caught up. Let them get so caught up, and then when they see that these men are caught up, act like you want to leave. And then these men are gonna do what? These men will be like, no, baby, don't go. No, I gotta have you. And they say, cool. All this will say is if you will let go of the Most High. That's why the scripture tells us what? Desire not a woman for beauty. Beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Most High, that's a treasure. That's what the Most High is. That's a treasure. And you see where a lot of our people are cut up. How many of our women today are getting plastic surgery, butt implants, getting all types of madness going on? It's about their look, about the look, about the look. And what's that make a man do? Put the laws of the Most High down. What trap did they teach these women? How to say this properly now. What psychology did this teach these women when dealing with Israelite men? One, use their body if they want, and what? Threaten to leave. Did y'all catch that? Threaten to leave. Get a man so caught up, and then threaten to leave. So he'll do what? I'm not about the Most High no more. I gotta do whatever I can to keep you, to hold you, to be with you, to be close to you, girl. That if I gotta give up God, I'll give up God so I can be with you. This is the psychology that was taught to women at this time. If you want to get an Israelite man, be close to him, then act like you're gonna leave. So he follows you instead of you following him. Did this happen to someone else before? Who? His name is Adam.
It also happened to Samson.
Yeah. In understanding the psychology of an Israelite man, get close to him, let him get like a fish, bait him. Then you gotta set the hook, threaten to leave. And then what are these men gonna do? I'm gonna forsake the Most High. I'm gonna forsake my strength, my power, what makes me a man. I'm gonna give that up so I can be with you. So I can be with you. This was the advice that Balaam gave to Balak. You can't get them, but you know what? If you want to get them for a little while, get the finest women you can, get these men caught up, then have the women threaten to leave. And let them know the only ways I'll be with you is if you don't be so hard, so about the law, so about what the Most High wants. Come and do it my way. Right. You can't be so much into your God. If you promise to do it our way, I'll be with you. If you go ahead and loosen up, let up, cool. You can have some. Otherwise, no. Who wants to read number 7?
Josephus, Book 4, Chapter 6, Paragraph 7. So when the Midianites had sent their daughters, as Balaam had exhorted them, the Hebrew young men were allured by their beauty and came to discourse with them and besought them not to grudge them the enjoyment of their beauty, nor to deny them their conversation. These daughters.
Can I talk to you? Okay. Yeah, that was like,
These daughters of the Midianites received their words gladly and consented to it, and stayed with them. But when they had brought them to be enamored of them, and their inclinations to them were grown to ripeness, they began to think of departing from them. Then it was that these men became greatly disconsolate.
they're consolate. You can't, I can't eat, I can't sleep. You gonna leave?
I can't sleep.
Right.
I can't go on, babe.
Right,
Without
right.
you in my life.
Go ahead.
At the woman's departure, and they were urgent with them not to leave them,
Don't go.
but begged they would continue there, and became their wives. And they promised them they should be owned as mistresses of all they had. This they said with an oath, and called God for the arbitrary of what they promised, and this with tears in their eyes.
Bended knee. Go ahead.
And all other such marks of concern as might show how miserable they thought themselves without them.
What's that Neil song?
Instead of it was in the snow or something like that.
Go ahead.
And so might move their compassion for them. So the women, as soon as they perceived they had made them their slaves, had caught them with their conversation, began to speak thus to them.
All right, cool. We know we got these cats. Read.
O you, illustrious young men, we have houses of our own at home, and great plenty of good things there.
INDPEND. Go ahead.
Together with the natural affectionate love of our parents and friends.
I got my family. I got my friends. What I need you for? I got a life. Go ahead.
Nor is it out of our way of any such things that we came to discourse with you.
Look, we don't want none of these things. We were just out here doing our thing. You approached us. Are we seeing this in psychology here? You approached me. I didn't approach you. I was like just minding my. I don't know why I was here at the swimming pool doing this, whatever, or at the club. You came to me. You approached me. Really?
Nor did we admit of your invitation with design to prostitute the beauty of our bodies for gain.
What's up? Now, you want to sell myself out for you? What kind of woman do you think I am? Really?
But taking you for brave and worthy men.
I thought you were somebody. I thought you was a man. Go ahead.
We agreed to your request that we might treat you with such honors as hospitality required.
We just trying to. I thought we were just cool. We just dating. Not even that. We were just cool. Go ahead.
And now, seeing you say that you have a great affection for us,
You say you love me. Go ahead.
And are troubled when you think we are departing, we are not averse to your entreaties. And if we may receive such assurance of your goodwill as we think can be alone sufficient, we will be glad to lead our lives with you as your wives. But we are afraid that you will in time be weary of our company, and will then abuse us and send us back to our parents after an ignominious manner.
Right, that you'll use us up and then send me back. Go ahead.
And so they desired that they would excuse them in their guarding against that danger.
I've been hurt. Go ahead.
But the young men professed they would give them an assurance they should desire, nor did they at all contradict what they requested. So great was the passion they had for them. If then, said they, this be your resolution, since you make use of such customs and conduct of life as an entirely different from as are entirely different from other men.
Let's say, look, you don't act like nobody else no one else in the world acts like y'all do. You Israelite man, no one does what y'all do. Y'all do stuff totally different. We look at the nations, how they do. Y'all are just totally different. You don't act like Americans. You don't act like this. You don't act like that. Y'all are just different. Read.
And so much that your kinds of food are peculiar to yourselves.
Like the food y'all eat, that's only what you eat. Everybody, we eat this. But you eat that. That's you. Go ahead.
And your kinds of drink, not common to others.
Go ahead.
It will be absolutely necessary if you would have us for your wives, that you do without worship our gods.
If we're gonna be together, you gotta be accepting of what we like. You gotta worship and do things our way. Go ahead.
Nor can there be any other demonstrations of the kindness which you say you already have, and promise to have hereafter to us, than this, that you worship the same gods that we do.
You do things our way. You do things my way. It was all about that control. Go ahead.
For as any one reason to complain that now ye are come into this country, you should worship the proper gods of the same country.
Doesn't it make sense that when they do as the Romans do? Doesn't it make sense that if y'all here, y'all should do things the way people here do it? Why should we change? Y'all do. We've been doing it like this for years. Go ahead.
Especially while our gods are common to all men, and yours such as belong to nobody else but yourselves. So they said they must either come into such methods of divine worship as all others came into, or else they must look out for another world, wherein they may live by themselves according to their own law.
Y'all just be by yourself. Y'all live by yourself. All right, verse 9, or chapter 9. Now the young men were induced by the fondness they had for these women to think they spake very well. Like, man, yeah, that makes sense. so they gave themselves up to what they persuaded them, and transgressed their own laws, and supposing there were many gods, and resolving that they would sacrifice to them according to the laws of that country which ordained them. They both were delighted with their strange god, with strange food, and went on to do everything that the woman would have them do, though in contradiction to their own laws. So far indeed that this transgression was already gone through the whole army of the young men, and they fell into a sedition that was much worse than the former, and in danger of the entire abolition of their own institutions. And when once the youth had tasted of these strange customs, they went with insatiable inclinations unto them. And even where some of the principal men were illustrious on account of their virtues of their fathers, they also were corrupted together with the rest. Verse 10. It says, even Zimri, the head of the tribe of Simeon, accompanied with Cosby, a Midianitish woman, who was the daughter of Sir, a man of authority in that country, and being desired by his wife to disregard the laws of Moses and to follow those she was used to, he complied with her, and this both by sacrificing after a manner different from his own, and by taking a stranger to wife. When things were thus, Moses was afraid that matters should grow worse, and called the people to a congregation, but then accused nobody by name, as unwilling to drive those into despair, who by lying concealed might come to repentance. But he said that he did not do what was either worthy of themselves or of their fathers, by preferring pleasure to God. He said that what you're doing is not worthy of yourselves or of your fathers, and that you prefer pleasure to the Most High. and to the living according to his will. That it was fit they should change their courses while their affairs were still in a good state, and think that to be, I'm sorry, my eyes are going, and think that to be true fortitude, which offers not violence to the laws, but that which resists their lust, but that they resist their lust. And besides that, he said it was not a reasonable thing when they had lived soberly in the wilderness to act madly now when they were in prosperity, and that they ought not to lose now when they have abundance, but they had gained when they had little. So he did endeavor by saying this to correct the young men, and to bring them to repentance for what they had done.
So, what it's saying up here, it says, and Moses was afraid that that matter should grow worse, and called the people to the congregation, but didn't accuse nobody by name. So he didn't put them on blast directly.
Right.
He was like, hey, it's a lot of y'all doing this.
All he said was, right, he was saying, it was like, hey, you know, if you consider what your forefathers went through, consider what your past and the things you've done, that to come down and be in a position where you let this get you caught up, you're better than that. You're better than that. You're a leader among men, a leader among the families of Israel. It's beneath you.
Wow.
Now, you guys give me some insight. Why you say wow?
Because it's like he was using reverse psychology in a way. He was using what I call a Mashahbadism. I'm gonna talk you out of what you're doing indirectly, but I'm gonna talk you out. I'm gonna make you feel bad about it. I'm gonna put you on that guilt trip.
That's fine.
And I'm laughing too. It's kind of like inside thing. We was talking about this yesterday on the way home. So
Cool. You want me next paragraph? Keep reading. We'll just keep reading because it's definitely to a point.
Paragraph 11. But Zimri arose up after him and said, Yes, indeed, Moses, thou art at liberty to make use of such laws as thou art so fond of, and hast, by accustoming thyself to them, made them firm. Otherwise, if things had not been thus, thou hadst often been punished before now, and hadst known that the Hebrews are not easily put upon. But thou shalt not have me one of thy followers, and thy tyrannical commands.
Are y'all understand what he's saying? First off, it's like saying,
He getting mad.
if you throw a rock in a pack of sleeping dogs, which one's gonna bark first?
Right.
It's the one that get hit, right? So all of a sudden, Zimmy just pop up. Zimmy pop up. Yeah, true that, Moses. Yeah, true. You're right, Moses. Right, man. And you would literally say all that because you know what? It's benefiting you. But let it be on the other foot. You wouldn't be doing this. And matter of fact, you will be getting punished for a lot of stuff you do. We got dirt on you too, Nick. We got dirt on you also. And you know what? I ain't following you no more. Are y'all getting the spirit of what's happening? Read on.
He calls commands tyrannical.
Yeah, tyrannical. Rigorous.
Right.
He getting mad.
You just in charge. You only say that because you in charge.
He getting mad.
Getting hot.
You know these people of color.
If this ain't Israel,
You know this is us.
there is no such thing in Israel if this ain't us. Read on, sir.
But thou dost nothing else here too.
What do you do?
All of my business.
Right. You all in my business. What is it most that you do? You go in the temple? I don't know what the hell you do in the temple. You got it so that your guards can't nobody come back here.
I'm smoking in there. Everybody sitting there anyway.
Right. Are you smoking? You got a woman back there? What you doing? But you up in my business. You know what we got going on.
Wow. Niggas.
Read.
Says, for thou dost nothing else hitherto, but under pretense of laws and of God, wickedly impose on us slavery.
And you claim it's the Most High. You claim it's spiritual. You claim the Most High what's going on, but all you got us as your slaves.
Your slave.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Read.
And gain dominion to thyself.
It just keeps you in charge.
Read. While thou deprivest us of the sweetest of life, or sweetness of life.
But we can't have a life. We can't do nothing. I'm changing my name to Zimri. Go ahead.
which consists in acting according to our own wills.
You won't let me act out the way I want to act. You won't let me do what I want to do. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, but you won't let me do what I want to do. Got me enslaved. You got me caught up. You don't know who the hell I am.
God, you can say it too.
Right?
And is the rights of free men.
I'm a free man.
I'm a grown.
I'm a grown ass man.
When you ready, bro? When you ready?
And of those they have no lord over them. Nay, indeed, this man is harder upon the Hebrews than were the Egyptians themselves.
Oh, no, I can't.
Wow.
I don't know why I came to truth. I really had it better in the military. I had to come and be a part of this shit. It was better for me to stay in Egypt than come and be an Israelite. Read, sir. And this is what a nigga saying. Read.
As pretending to punish, according to his laws, everyone acting what is most agreeable to himself.
Right, everybody's doing what they like. Right?
But thou thyself is better deservest, or thou thyself better deservest to suffer punishment.
You need to be punished, nigga. For what you do, you need to be punished. Got all these people here dying and doing this, going through that. But what about you? What about what you be doing? Read.
Who presumeth be abolished or to abolish what everyone acknowledges to be what is good for him, and aimless to make thy single opinion to have more force than that of all the rest.
It's always about how you feel. It's all about how you see it. You don't consider how anybody else feels. It's just what you see. Just what you think. You don't think about nobody. It just whatever makes you happy. Read.
And what I know and what I now do and think to be right, I shall not hereafter deny to be according to my own state of sentiments.
What I'm about to say and do from now on, this is me. I'm doing me. Go ahead.
I have married, as thou sayest rightly, a strange woman.
Yeah, I did it. Yep, sure have. Yep. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
And thou hearest what I do for myself as from one that is free. For truly, I did not intend to conceal it or to conceal myself.
Everybody knows it's out open. What you think?
He's always trying to hide.
I ain't trying to hide. Yes, that's my one. Yep, sure did. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Write it down.
Write it down. Take a picture. Right. Go ahead.
I also own that I sacrificed to those gods to whom you did not think it fit to sacrifice.
Yeah, and them guys that you didn't like, you damn right. I was in it because you didn't like it. Read.
And I think it right to come at truth by inquiring of many people.
You know what? And I was making sure I was a brother. I was making sure I was asking everybody's opinion. I didn't sit there and it was just you and Aaron. Y'all came up with something, and all the rest of us just follow it. You know what I did? I asked everybody. I was getting everybody's opinion to see what they thought about the matter. Read.
And not like one that lives under tyranny, to suffer the whole hope of my life to depend upon one man.
I gotta depend on you, what you think, and what you come up with.
I gotta follow a man.
I gotta follow. Read.
Nor shall anyone find cause to rejoice who declares himself to have more authority over my actions than myself.
And ain't nobody gonna be happier of telling what to do than me telling myself. You ain't the boss of me. You want chapter 12 too? Cool.
Paragraph 12. Now when Zimri had said these things about what he and some others had wickedly done, the people held their peace.
Everybody was shocked. The mouth dropped on the floor like, some people obviously had their mouth dropped like, well, what he said is true. I was like, man, he actually said it. And I was like, okay, Moses, what you gonna do now? He spoke his mind. He spoke, what you gonna do? Read. What's we saying? There's those who know what's that? How do you say it? Yeah, three, right. You talking about how you said it?
It said,
there's those who know what's happening, those who wonder what's happening, and there's things like us who make shit happen. Okay.
right.
Make stuff happen. Cool. Really?
Both out of fear of what might come upon them, and because they saw that their legislator was not willing to bring his insolence before the public any further, or openly to contend with him. For he avoided that, lest many should imitate the impudence of his language, and thereby disturb the multitude.
So even Moses, man, if I really go with this right now, this is gonna mess everybody up. I didn't bring nobody up by name. I'm letting them what y'all doing is wrong. But the fact that you had to get up and say something and it went to this level, damn. Even in this, I was trying to spare you. I was trying to spare your feelings. Put her away. Get back right with the Most High. You just saw what happened to Korah and David. You just seen what happened with the ones that was lusting for the quail. You see the ones that was complaining about the manna. You seen all this. You see, I didn't do none of this.
One of them killed by the snakes.
Yeah, the fiery snakes. That was last week, right?
The earth opened its mouth.
The earth opened its mouth. We read the Sabbath last week. The Most High sent those fiery serpents to bite people. That you died. And y'all think I made this happen? You want me about this? Come on, man. You can't. No. Read on, sir.
Upon this, the assembly was dissolved. However, the mischievous attempt had proceeded further if Zimri had not been first slain, which came to pass on the following occasion. For it is a man in another respects better than the rest of the young men, and also one that surpassed his contemporaries and the dignity of his father. For he was the son of Eleazar the high priest, and the grandson of Aaron, Moses' brother, who was greatly troubled at what was done by Zimri. He resolved in earnestly to inflict punishment on him, before his unworthy behavior should grow stronger by impunity. And in order to prevent this transgression from proceeding further, which would happen if the ringleaders were not punished, he was of so great magnanimity, both in strength of mind and body, that when he undertook any very dangerous attempt, he did not leave it off till he overcame it and got an entire victory. So he came into Zimri's tent and slew him with his javelin, and with it he slew Cosby also. Upon which all those young men they had a regard to virtue and aimed to do a glorious action. It imitated Phineas' boldness and slew those that were found to be guilty of the same crime with Zimri. Accordingly, many of those that had transgressed perished by the magnanimous valor of these young men, and the rest all perished by a plague, which the temperate God distempered God himself inflicted upon them, so that all those their kindred who, instead of hindering them from such wickedness or such wicked actions as they ought to have done, had persuaded them to go on, were esteemed by God as partners in their wickedness, and died.
Hold up. Please explain that, Mashahba.
When you follow suit,
It's not, they didn't even say nothing.
Zimri, that was at the beginning of 12.
Right.
Zimri, when you thought Zimri was speaking for himself, he got up and spoke. Well, he was the spokesman, and he put everybody else on blast.
Kind.
He got up and spoke. Nobody else said anything. So obviously there was somebody in around him saying, "Nigga, speak for yourself."
True.
But he spoke and he put everybody on blast.
But then he also was speaking for all those who felt the same way. That he was the microphone for everybody else.
The spokesman, the ringleader.
He was the ringleader. And then the Most High got pissed off at not only him being the ringleader, but there were others that, why didn't you check him when he first came with this?
Right.
Y'all been doing, this wasn't like happened within an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden we went out to across the park. She's a beautiful women, and by 6 tonight, we already gave up everything, gave it to Most High, whatever. Obviously, this is a period of time. And this period of time, come on, to be able to fall in love with somebody, you ain't gonna fall in love with somebody overnight.
No.
To where now you get conversations with them, get to learn them. Obviously, there's things going on. I ain't gonna say it has to be physical intimacy, but there's intimacies that are being traded. To where now, come on, how else are you leaving your food to accept a strange food of the land? It's dinners. It's food. It's interaction.
They was camped out by the wall, though, right? By our walls.
Close
Our camp, where we
to the camp, right?
So they were watching them every day.
Right.
When they first saw them, they probably was like, all right. But as that time wore on,
Right.
you start looking at them different. It's just like somebody you work with.
True.
When you first see them, they might not even be cute. They might not even be attractive. But you work with them every day. Every day.
We talk a little bit.
You talk a little bit. You start, you know what? She's not so bad. That gap in her mouth ain't that big.
Right. Right.
Her nose ain't that big. Her acne's not that bad.
But nobody had, these women didn't have that.
Right. These women didn't even have that. These women were already beautiful.
Right.
So just think how these men were. As that time grew, what type of fantasies they had in their mind. Because it said that their lust was insatiable.
Insatiable.
I mean, you had a heavy lust, but you have been meditating on this for days.
Proverbs 7.
Kind of about the strange woman. And now I gotta have it.
That's what the stop it.
Accordingly.
Did you finish the paragraph?
This is the last sentence of the
Go
paragraph.
for it.
Accordingly, there perished out of the army no fewer than 14,000 at excuse me, no fewer than 14,000 at this time.
No fewer, at least 14,000 died. Cool. So, do we have a little bit of insight about everything? So about what we read. Yeah, there's always been this thing where the nations have always been trying to set things up against Israel, that we would, give me that real quick. Is that Luke 21? Out of less of other things come in? Pull that well up. I was about to read it, bring it down.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 20. You know, read all of it, just a little portion.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 20.
Read.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
Now this was another guy that was coming against us, and he had just gave this dude basically our whole history about our people, from Abraham to the time we went into Egypt, from the time we came out. He ran our whole history down. And he says, read it again.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
So if these people are in error, read.
And they sin against their God.
And these people are breaking their God's laws. Read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
That's how you catch them up. That's how you get them. Read.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Read.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation.
But if they're not breaking God's laws by their opinion, if they're in order with the Most High, with their God, read.
Let my Lord now pass by.
Man, you need to leave this battle alone right here. You ain't gonna win this one. Read.
Lest their Lord defend them.
What is the Most High gonna do for us?
Defend them.
When we on point with the Most High, when we're in order, what will the Most High do for us?
Defend them.
He's gonna defend us. Read.
And their God before them. And we become a reproach before all the world.
And he'll make whoever came against us look bad. They'll be the laughing joke. They'll be the ones that the other nations are pointing at, laughing at. But that's when we're on point with the Most High.
Luke 21:34.
Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting or surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life.
Let me get these verses real quick. So it says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. And with surfeiting, what does anybody have with surfeiting? Or surfeit?
An excessive amount of something, to desire no more of something as a result of having consumed or done it to excess.
You satisfy your appetites to excess. You go after what you want, what you like, what you feel, to excess. It says, don't let your mind be caught up to where you're just so consumed with going after what you want, what you like, what you about.
I got somebody.
What you got?
Synonym. It says To overindulge.
Don't overindulge in your appetite about what you feel is you, how you gonna do things. You, right?
Gorge.
You know, it's like gorging themselves with, it might be pizza or ice cream or candy. You just eat to it's like it's coming out your nostrils. But you just caught up into how you feel and what you think, right?
Overfeed.
So it says, take heed to yourself. Let's say anytime your heart be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that that day come upon you unawares. You don't realize this is the day the Most High is what was it, New Jack City? When the old man shot, what is in
Oh yeah, in the stairwell.
stairwell?
Right.
How you say that? Remember?
I forgot what he said.
He said, your soul is required today in hell.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Blown away. Right when Wes, you know,
Beat the case.
yeah, beat the case, he thought he was, you know, top dog. Piece of safety. All right. So that's going to conclude the reading for today. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. For those who did tune in at ISBHPK San Antonio, we'd like to welcome y'all to join us every week. Even weekdays, we have classes Monday through Friday from basically 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., 10 p.m. You're one of three. Feel free to come and join us. We are located at 43 or 42.
It's 4219 Centergate.
We are located at 4219 Centergate Drive, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.